Hello everyone, welcome to the platform of Oliveboard. Myself, Saloni Gupta. First of all, very good evening to all of you. I hope you all are fine and doing well. So yes, today we are back again with some Macmillan MCQs of Unit 6, that is controlling. Okay, it is the sixth unit of Module A of paper ABFM, that is Advanced Business and Financial Management of CAIIB exam November-December 2024. Okay, we will be completing MCQs of controlling Macmillan MCQs, each and every MCQ. Okay, but before starting, let me tell you we have already completed basics of management, then planning, then organizing, staffing, directing, and today we will be completing our MCQs of controlling. Okay, these all are the functions of management, five functions of management. We have already done four functions of management, its MCQs, and today we will be covering the MCQs of Unit 6, that is controlling. Okay, so let's start with the very first question. In this session, what type of questions you will found? You will found in the way of MCQs, that is multiple choice questions, or you can also say normal questions. Okay, then some fill in the blanks, one or two questions, and one statement based questions as well. Okay, so yes, what is the first question? Which of the following will need to be compared with the budgets in order to determine whether or not the goals have been achieved? In the question, what it says, which of the following will need to be compared? You have to compare, means there must be comparison. Comparison of what? With the actual, okay, with the actual standards, actual performance, you can say, and the standard performance. If we are comparing and controlling, then what we are comparing and controlling? We are comparing the actual performance which we have done and the performance which we have set already. If we have said we have to produce 100 units of goods, okay, say 1000 units of goods per month. Okay, this was our standard. Okay, but we have produced only 980 units of goods per month. So what is this? This is our actual performance. What we have performed actually, this is our actual performance. The difference between these performance is 20 units. So this 20 unit is what? This is deviations. We have to correct this 20 units in our next coming budget or in our next objectives, next motive, what we are going to cover it as in our organization. Okay, so we have to find the deviations, what deviations occur after monitoring all other evaluations, after doing all other measurements, and what deviation comes, what type of deviation comes. We have to sort that deviation in our next session, in our next objectives. Okay. So in question it says what need to be compared with the budgets in order to determine, in order to what? In order to determine whether or not the goals have been achieved, whether your goals have been achieved or your goals not have been achieved. So what need to be compared with the budgets in that? In that we compare actual performance. This is what we do now. We compare with actual performance, whether we have achieved that performance or not, whether we have achieved that goals or not. So what we do? We actual performance we do. We actually measure the performance with the performance which already we have set. Okay. Risk undertaken will not be there because we are comparing with the budgets. We are not comparing with the risk. Okay, there is not such kind of risk involved in it. Targets given. If the targets are given to you, okay, there is comparison of the targets. Okay, the targets which the or owner of the organization, the manager assigns you, you compare those targets, but you don't compare those targets with the budgets. If you are doing so, then you are measuring the that performance. So targets given is that you are performing, you are comparing with the one what you have done in your organization, what you have done for your organization, the targets, the goals, not with the budget. So targets are never compared with the budgets. Only the actual performance what you have done and the performance what you have set, those performance have to be targeted with the budgets. Okay. So actual performance will be the correct answer. Next, controlling as a management function. Yes, what is controlling? A process of monitoring performance and taking action to ensure desired result. Whatever whatever your results should be, you have to take action to ensure your desired result by monitoring your performance. How you are performing in the organization. What are the things you have required to perform well in the organization? So controlling means what? It means monitoring the performance of the organization. Okay, it sees to it that the right things happen in the right ways and at the right time. So what we do, first we set our goals. Okay, after goals what we do, we whatever goals we have set in the organization, we work on that goals. Okay, we put our action in that goals, we act on that goals, and after acting on that goals, finally what we do, we measure. So the goals are first, second are we put some kind of action into it so that our objectives can be attained, and third is what, we see whether our objectives have been successfully attained or not. So final result is the measurement of those performance. Okay, am I clear with this question? So these are the 5 steps of controlling. In the process of controlling, actual performance is the results achieved by an individual or organization as compared to the expected or desired result. Okay, whatever your expected result was, whatever your desired result was, okay, and what you have actually performed, those need to be compared in the process of what? In the process of controlling. And this is also known as standard performance. These are the steps included in the process of controlling. You need to go one by one step for achievement of your goals. First of all, you have to set performance standards. Okay, what are your standards? What actually you have to achieve for your organization? Okay, then you measure the actual performance. Okay, after measuring the actual performance, you compare the two performance. You compare performance 1 with performance 2, the performance which you have set and the performance which you have actually attained. After measuring those performance, if any deviation is found, okay, then you analyze those deviations, work hard on it. Okay, after that you take corrective actions. If any deviation is found, then you take corrective actions for resolving those deviations. Okay, so this was the process of controlling in 5 steps. Okay, next question, question number 2. What it says, which of the following does not belong to the category of limitations associated with controlling? Okay, among these 4 options, you have to find which of the following does not belong to the category of limitation. Means among these 4 options, there is one option which is not showing that it is the limitation of controlling. It is the disadvantage of controlling. All other 3 options shows the disadvantage of controlling except the one option, and you have to find that one option among the 4 options given below. First is limited ability to influence external factors. Yes, external factors are not in our hand. External factors always occur due to the market fluctuations, due to the forces of demand and supply. We can't control these external factors. These are uncontrollable. Okay, we can't control these external factors. So yes, this is the limitation of what controlling. An expensive endeavor, yes, it's a very expensive process. You have to use various techniques, various tools to actually perform your measure to the standard ones, to control, to monitor your organization. Okay, so yes, it is the limitation of controlling. Last is challenges involved in establishing quantitative benchmarks. Yes, quantitative benchmarks, uh, you can't measure quantity benchmark. Okay, for example, if we say the behavior of an employee, this is the qualitative phenomena. Okay, you can't quantify the behavior of an employee. Behavior cannot be measured in quantity. because it is a qualitative aspect. You can't say ki, oh, his behavior is 2, okay, or his behavior is 3, his behavior is 4. You can't say like this because it's a qualitative phenomena and we can't measure qualitative aspect. We only measure quantitative aspect. So yes, challenges involved in establishing quantitative benchmark. So what is left over here is maintaining self discipline. It is not the limitation of controlling. So option C will be the correct answer for this particular question. Okay, so option C will be the correct answer. Let's move to the next question. Okay, I have written over here is some key limitations of controlling. Controlling is a crucial management function, but it comes with several limitations. There are several limitations like time delay in feedback. There is feedback in time delay because it is a lengthy process. You have to measure each and every aspect of the organization, each and every aspect of controlling process, monitoring process. So there is time delay in feedback. Inaccuracy of data, there are some qualitative phenomena as well, as I have told you earlier. So maybe, might be, there can be an inaccuracy in data as well. Then complexity, it's a complex process. The functions of management is a complex process. Resistance to control. Okay, employees and managers, they might resist control mechanism. Okay, especially if they perceive them as overly restrictive. If they think the manager is restricting him, then he might not change according to the manager's expectation. He can resist to control. So yes, it is also a limitation of controlling. Okay, and then last point of this slide is dynamic environment. We all know environment is dynamic. Environment is what? Universal. Okay, it is spread each and everywhere. We Dynamic environment, we have to change according to the environment needs. Whatever the needs of the environment are, they want, we have to change according to that environment. So it's a dynamic environment as well. So it's a limitation of what? Limitation of control. Complex interdependencies. See, there is a interdependencies also in an organization, and it also result in a complexity. For example, in various large organizations, there are many types of department, many types of sub departments, subgroups, and all their functions are interdependent on each other. Okay? If anything occurs in one department, if any issues occur in one area of any department, then the other departments might also get affected by its by its hampering. Okay, so it is also a complex interdependencies. Potential for micro environment. Micro environment means what? The environment which is in not a very large environment, it is a very short environment. So excessive focus on controlling can lead to micromanagement. If you are focusing each and every aspect, okay, if you are not leaving any employee behind, you are sitting on his head. So what will happen? That the employee of the organization will think that they are not believing me, I am not trustworthy for that organization. So it will create a less potential for the employees, and potential for micro in management will lead to disturbance. Okay, then focus on short term goals. They focus on short term goals. They not go for one long term goal. They think that once the short term goals are achieved, then only we will move to the long term goals. So because long term goals, strategic goals, they are very expensive, and we need a lot of money for acquiring long term strategic goals. So initially they said they are focused on short term goals, not on long term goals. So this is also one limitation of controlling process. Difficulty in predicting human behavior, yes. See, we all are humans, we have mood swings. Okay, we sometimes we are not feeling well, sometimes we are very fatigued, we are feeling uneasy. So there is difficulty in predicting human behavior. What time, at what situation he might is going through, that person is going through, we can't predict it. So human behavior is very difficult for predicting. So understanding this limitation helps in designing more effective control system and strategies that are better aligned. Okay, so limitations of controlling, I have already explained you. There are few more limitations of controlling. You can pause the video and read all and each and every limitation given over here. Now, third question is of the fill in the blank. Okay, what does it say? What the question says? The act bringing together the facilities and persons. The act of what? Bringing together means this we are bringing together for collecting and processing what? Processing information that is required by the top management is referred to as. If you are if you are bringing together any kind of facilities or persons for what? For collecting, for acquiring many information, and that information, and who want that information in the organization? Obviously the top level authority will want the information. He will say, okay, go and collect all the information which is available for this project. So the employee in the lower level managers or the middle level managers, what they will do, they will go each and every person, what, okay, they will go to A, what information do you have for this project, give it to me. Go to B, what information do you have for this project, give it to me. They will go and collect each and every information, every data that is required by the top management. So this type of function is called what? This type of function is known as MIS, that is Management Information System. Hence option D will be the correct answer. Okay, so let's understand other options as well. What is PERT? See, PERT, project management tool in which the stages of a project are graphically represented. Okay, these are projects and you are representing these projects graphically, means in a pictorial form, or you can say mind mapping. So this is what this is PERT. Okay, for example, what you do, what you set communication guidelines. First of all, whatever your project is, you initiate the project. Then the project, for that project, what you set communication guidelines. Then the development is done. Okay, and you have to also see the arrow. See this arrow, the plain arrow, this says dependencies, means this is dependent on this is dependent on this. If you will read the organ is a controlling chapter in a very depth manner, you will come to know each and every aspect of PERT. Okay, what is PERT? PERT is nothing, it shows in a pictorial form. It is a project, it is a tool in which the stages of project are graphically represented. Okay, this is how the project are graphically represented. So it would be easy for each and every person to understand the aspect which is given over here. Dependencies without resources. This arrow, dot 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 arrow, this says no one is dependent on anything. Dependencies without resources. There is no resources on which they can depend. But this arrow shows they are dependent on every person. See, marketing campaign, after marketing campaign, what you do at last? You launch the product. Okay, first of all, you project the initiation. Okay, whatever your product is, you initiate that product. After initiating, you set the communication guidelines. Okay, to whom I want to communicate this product. After communicating, you ask that person to develop your web page. After developing web page, then the idea is created. After the idea is created, then you will help in making the design of that product. Then you will do the testing of that product. Okay, then you will render that product to other persons to see whether that product is working or not. After rendering, you do the market campaign. Okay, you give your product in the market campaign is done. Then finally, what do your product, you create the product, and finally the product is launched in the market. So this is the graphically representation of what? PERT. Okay, am I clear with this slide? Then it comes management information system. I have already told you it is a planned system of collecting, of what? Of collecting, storing, disseminating, means transferring data in the form of information needed to carry out the functions of management. Okay, see, there are people, they are asking for data information. The data is stored here, you collect the data. Different softwares are also available where data is stored. Then hardwares, with the help of hardwares you can store that data, you can retrieve the data. So all these functions are included in what? Management information system. Okay, I hope this slide is clear to you. Okay, then last is CPM, that is critical path method. It is also a project management technique. See, this is CPM, PERT. These are what? These are MIS. These are all the project management technique. Means you are managing the project. Okay, these are the techniques which help in the management of product, that helps identify the most important task in a product and schedule them efficiently. The project which is very much important, you will schedule them in a proper manner, in a efficient manner. Okay, the goal of CPM is to ensure that a project is completed on time and within budget. Not only the CPM's goal is to ensure that the project is completed, but it also ensures that the project is completed with minimum budget, means with less money you can complete the project and on time as well. So this project talks about efficient and effectiveness. Okay, efficiency and effectiveness, this project talks about both these phenomena. There are some key aspects of CPM. Okay, you can read this, all these I have given over here. You can pause the video and read all these slides. Let's move to the next question. The question number 4. Which of the following does not belong to the category of control processes? Again, you have to find which does not comes under the process of controlling. So, to find the answer, first you should know what are the process of controlling. Okay, okay, the process of controlling includes in 5 steps. Somewhere it's given in 4 steps also. First of all, you set the standards by which performance will be measured. Okay, after setting the standards, what you do, you actually measure the performance. Okay, then after measuring the performance, you compare these two performance 1 with performance 2. Okay, I have measured like 500 units. Okay, I have set the standards. After that, I have prepared 400 units. I will measure whether I have done completed 500 units or 400 units. I found, okay, I will measure in this, I will measure the performance. After measuring the performance, I will compare that in my performance I have completed, I have actually done 400 units, but the standard was set of 500 units. Okay, then determine the reasons for deviation. This 100 units deviation is found in this. So the after I have found the deviation, I have to determine the reason. What are the reasons behind that? Why I couldn't achieve all 500 units? Why I have achieved only 400 units? So this deviation, I have to find this deviation, and apart from this, I also have to find the reasons for that deviation. Okay, and accordingly, that if I'm able to find the reasons behind the deviation, then yes, then what I will do, I will take the corrective actions whatever is needed. Okay, so last is process of controlling is that these are the process of controlling. I will take corrective actions if needed. Okay, so these were the steps of controlling. So in question what says, which of the following does not belong to the category of control process? Taking a look at the variations, yes, you take the look, you measure the performance, you compare actual performance with the standard set, then you taking a look at the variation, yes, then taking actions to make things right. Okay, if any deviation is found, you take actions to make those things right. This one is also present in controlling process. Then you establish benchmark for performance. You establish benchmark means you establish a standard for performance. What is not present in control process, that organizing the combined efforts of employees. See, in option B, one keyword is given to you. You can easily identify that this is not the process of controlling, and that keyword is what? Organizing. Organizing means what? It comes under the organizing process. So within fraction of seconds, if you don't know the controlling process also, if you forgot to know the controlling process, if you forget it, that then easily you can find the answers with the keyword present over here, that is organizing. So answer for this question number 4 is option B, organizing. I hope you have understood this question. Okay, last question of this series is that statement based question. Statements, long statements are given to you, and you have to find which statement is correct. Okay, sometimes in questions will be that A, B are correct, B, C are correct, only C is correct, A, B, C is correct, B, C, D is correct. So like this questions will options will also be framed. So this is also called statement based questions. Okay, what the question says, Which one of the following sentences does not fail to emphasize the connection between planning and control? Yes, very, very important. Relation between planning and controlling. This topic is very much relevant, very much important from examination point of view. And this is the question framed over here is, which of the following sentences does not fail to emphasize the connection between planning and controlling? Means you have to find the sentence which does not suit the relation of planning and controlling. Okay. So let's start from the last option. Both the planning and controlling processes are intertwined and mutually rely on one another. Yes, they both rely on one another. Rely means they both depend on one another. Without planning, controlling is nothing. Okay, planning without controlling is pointless, and controlling without planning is nothing. So this option is correct according to the question. Now option C. Controlling is an evaluative process. Yes, we evaluate in this, we find the measures, we find the deviations in this, and planning is a prescriptive one. We prescribe one. Okay, we already planned what are the things we have to achieve in our organization. So yes, this one is also correct, this one is also correct. Then planning without control is pointless. Yes, just now I have told you planning without control is pointless. It is of no use, no use. While controlling without planning is an exercise in futility. Yes, without while controlling without planning, if you are not planning anything and if you are only controlling, then it is futile in nature. Okay, it is useless. So planning without control is pointless, while controlling without planning is an exercise in futility. Yes, this one is also correct. So what is left over here is option number A. Let's read that. The managerial task of planning and controlling are often seen to be separate. Is it so? Is the managerial task of planning and controlling are separated? Okay. If you are planning for an organization, then for planning you need to control each and every aspect. You need to control your low level workers, you need to control your middle level workers, you need to supervise them. Okay, you need to guide them, you need to lead them. So all these comes under controlling. You need to control them. If you're planning anything good for your organization, there must be controlling power as well. So this statement is wrong. Okay. And what does the question says? Which one of the following sentences does not fail? Okay, you have to find does not fail. So option A. So option A will be the correct answer. Okay. So this one will be the correct answer. That is option A. Rest uh, all three says the relationship between planning and controlling except option A. Okay. So, yes, this is also the example given over here is planning and controlling are interrelated to each other. Planning sets the goals for the organization and controlling ensures their accomplishment. Whether those goals have been attained or not, whether those objectives have been accomplished or not. So whatever the work of controlling is that it ensures the accomplishment of goals and objectives. Okay. Yeah. Planning decides the control process and controlling provides sound base for planning. Okay, they both are dependent on each other. So we can't separate them. Planning and controlling are always united together. We are no one to separate them because without planning, controlling will also not work properly and vice versa. These are the relationships of planning and controlling. You can read them at your own pace. Okay, feedback mechanism, goal alignment, continuous improvement, then dynamic, there's a dynamic interaction as well. Okay, controlling and implementation, resource management, we have to resource, we there should be optimum utilization of resources because we all know resources are very less in nature. Okay, they are very limited in nature and human wants are unlimited. So to use them optimally there should be resource management as well. Then risk management, you need to control the risk. Whatever the external factors are hampering to our organization, you have to control those risks as well. So yes, this was all for today. I hope you like the lecture. Okay. So we'll meet you in the next lecture with module B. Module A has been completed. All MCQs of module A has been completed. In the next lecture, we will start with module B. Okay, leverage, capital budgeting, these are the topics. So I hope you like the lecture. If you have any doubt, kindly drop your comment in the comment section box. Okay, we'll meet you in the next lecture. Till then, take care everyone. Goodbye.